All right, Speed Gaming Live. How's everyone doing here? We have the SG Live 2021 Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. This is a really exciting match. My name is Eddie, and my co-com here, Professor School. We've got Kipp versus Zmusic. Professor School, how you doing today?
Eddie, I am doing so well today. I am super hyped for this race. We are in the late stages of this incredible tournament and just one of the final few matches here in this backdoor bracket, this redemption bracket. We got two incredible racers here today. What do we have to look forward to?
Oh, well, you know what, Prof? We have, as I said before, Kipp versus Zmusic. For those who don't know, Kipp, you've been living under a rock because Kipp is one of the forefront members of this community. Extremely good runner, only a few races ago was able to get a PB in a race. Just really showing that he's got ice in his veins, has some crazy runs, took on Mother Brain in the most exciting ways fashion, and currently has a PB of 42 minutes and 22 seconds. Now,
Yeah,
that being
and Eddie,
said,
here's the thing, right? 42-22, and that's coming down 9 seconds in that PB from a 42-31. And who is right next on the leaderboard after Kipp? It is none
well,
other than Zmusic with a 42-28. We have about as close a matchup as we could possibly hope for. Eddie, I'm so hyped for this one.
yes, this is going to be a really good one. I mean, oh, man, it's just crazy how close these runners are in terms of that PB skill level. It's just going to be such a good match.
Yeah, and we are off in series station. That countdown timer is going. We've got 82s on the screen for both of our runners. Let's see what kind of series times we're going to be getting. I mean, easily you could see 246s here. A little door bonk for Kipp, but other than that, things going smoothly right now.
There's something to jump off those stairs, not wanting to deal with any magnets today.
No tile boost there, but we'll be getting probably good series time unless we get some strange steam here. 45.95 and a 44.93. So just a little under what I predicted, but the runners neck and neck. Fortunately, no big disasters with steam in that last elevator room.
Yep, I mean, just 1 second off of each other. Series being quite a little precursor to what we have in store for the rest of this tournament, but honestly, all the real fun stuff is going to happen on the planet Zedis.
Yeah, and speaking of the fun stuff, Eddie, this is going to be a double header here for those folks that are hanging around for both matches. What do we have in store for us? It's not just this incredible Kipp Zmusic matchup, but we have someone waiting in the wings. Why don't you tell the folks what we have in store for us today?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we don't, right after this match, everyone stay tuned because the winner of this match will immediately be playing Gebu in the loser semifinal. Another absolute monster in this tournament. Another player with a low 42. You know what? These players are all right next to each other on the leaderboard. So it's just so exciting on the crazy amount of high-level runners that we have waiting on the wings for these final matches.
Yeah, this is going to be a great 1-2 punch that we have packed here. A lot of good Super Metroid action, so stay tuned. The runners here neck and neck, still not having turned on the planet, within a second of each other on that elevator, and getting ready to pick up the first item here in this morph ball.
I mean, for the most part, look at the synchronization. They're so close to each other. Definitely some things that can happen in the early game, but we're going to see some stability for now, and then we'll see if things go off the rails sooner or later.
Yeah, nice moonfall technique executed by both runners, both in the parlor, and then with that down back into climb for that 4-second save. So no shenanigans here with one runner opting for against that moonfall. So we'll be all synced up through the rest of this early game here. We'll see what those bomb times are.
So it's amazing to see. This game is such a great run because you'll see that there's already been some slight diversions in strats with Kipp not going for that down back and Zmusic doing that down back strat. So Kipp just kind of goes overhead and shoots the things down. I mean, in the end of it, you just do what's consistent, and you can be a 42 runner like them if you're good enough.
Yeah, in fact, I like to call that a European construction zone, because if you look at the runners that main that, right, and it's the same with construction zone down to those first missiles. I mean, where does that come from? That's folks like Calder running that, Behemoth obviously running that, and it's the same thing here with this climb, right? You see on both sides of the screen, you got a little nice ledge grab climb from Kipp, very nicely executed, no problem getting around those pirate beams. And same with Zmusic with that static climb, just beautifully executed.
Oh, look at this! Just these runners are not like having a misstep right now. Oh, maybe that's a little misstep. Okay, doesn't get hit by that particle, so Kipp saves that room. If he gets hit right there, then Bomb Chorizo could be a world of pain.
Yeah, look at this. A 442 touch and a 445 maybe? Yeah, just within 2.5 seconds of each other here on BT. Hopefully we don't get a BT Classic, but at least full health will ensure a good spread of missiles.
These are some real strong early game times. Both runners definitely here to play.
I love seeing the little nuances here in the setup. One using the pixel perfect setup underneath BT, and then Kipp, of course, using that middle of the room setup and disposing of BT before I could even finish the description. I think this is exactly what we're in for in 2 back-to-back races, Eddie. This is incredible.
Oh, for sure. I mean, both players doing something slightly different, but in the end, both players getting that one-round Bomb Chorizo, killing him so fast. You know, that isn't even easy. They just make it look easy. Right, so both players bonking that door to Terminator. So we'll do the strat where they just hold angle down and just shoot. Keep getting a little extra kill there right there as well. And then they will shoot one missile at this and pick up that missile pack and have full missiles going into the green pirate's room.
Oh, and that was fortunate there for Zmusic. The missile actually had not spawned that drop, and if that turned up to be a dud, he would have actually run through with 3 missiles instead of 5 out of the room. So fortunate that waiver didn't heck him.
Definitely. I mean, if you have that kind of issue in the Green Pirates room, you do have to rely on a little bit of RNG because sometimes those Green Pirates just don't want to give you anything.
All right, and you notice neither one of our runners, of course, taking any damage there from the Green Pirates. Both of them going to be running this early fan tune route, what we used to call new route. I guess probably not that new anymore, about 8 years old now. Zmusic getting a little bit hecked there, trying to get those drops, losing a little bit of time, and Kipp pulling ahead for looks like the first time in this race.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary because Zmusic was bonk that bug. You saw him pause for a second, had to think about what he wanted to do right there. With 3 missiles, and knowing that a missile pack drop gives you 2 missiles, he wisely chose not to shoot a missile and just P-shot the one bug and P-shot the other bug, and got a full health from one. And once he had that full health, was able to guarantee that missile drop from the other. So didn't have to lose a lot of time, because if he didn't get an extra missile drop, he would have had to go all the way down or done something crazy like reset the room. And that's not what you want to do in this early game against Kipp.
Yeah, fortunately the drops did not punish, the RNG did not punish Zmusic there for that bug bonk.
So we have both players heading over to grab this other missile pack. The final, this is going to be one of the 4 missile packs they're likely to take. I don't think they're going to be doing any sort of three missile pack shenanigans this run, but you know, you never know. This is a tough match.
We've seen it at least once. I know MGA ran 15. I can't remember in that race. I think it was the race against Nevdi. I think it actually may have been accidental. Normally he skips that high jump missile and then gets moat missiles with the spark. But I think other than that, I haven't seen any other 15 missile runs in this tournament so far. I might be wrong.
At least not since the qualifiers, at least. But the qualifier is a whole different beast than, you know, the final matches of the tournament.
Yeah, of course, and especially if you get a nice qual time posted, you can pretty much go YOLO in any race after that.
All right, we have the red tower climb up coming up for both players. Oh,
nicely
yeah, no issues at all.
Yeah.
Both players going for a single D-boost farm strat in the hallway. And Kipp's resources is looking real hot right now.
Pretty good. 8-3x powerbomb time there for both runners. Looks like 8:39 or so, just almost even with one another. A couple seconds behind for Zmusic.
8-3x powerbombs time is really, really good. That is a strong power bombs time. That is you know, they can absolutely PB with that sort of pace. I mean, this is still early in the game, but there's no disasters in the early game. Both players playing very well right now. So, Professor School, Prof, we have some scary rooms coming up right now.
Yeah, we do. And I think, you know, Zmusic absolutely able to handle this situation with this energy, but going into Fantoon, I like Kipp having the 40 extra energy here, like coming into Moat.
CWJ attempt for Kipp. And,
Yeah, it looks good
HPJ
for Kipp.
Z.
Oh, really nicely done there.
Nails it. Yep, that 2-frame jump right there. Oh, is he struggling a little bit with the horizontal bomb jump? All right, doesn't waste too much time in the moat. So that is a point where we can typically have a little bit of divergence. You know, Zmusic has said that, you know, he hasn't had as much race experience as Kipp, and you know, he said he's been saying, oh yeah, I'm definitely getting nervous in some of these big matches. And honestly, Z has been tearing it up in the loser matchup, but this might be one of the first matches where he's not really considered the favorite. Kipp is probably one of the most dangerous runners you can possibly go against, just so experienced and so consistent. And yeah, so this is something when you have to do something like the moat against the runner like Kipp, there's definitely some nerves involved, and Z having no issues really, just having that second try HPJ no fall on the moat is right behind.
All right, and here we go. Let's see what kind of RNG Fantoon gives. Ooh, and a fast right out the gate for Kipp. Looks like got at least 6 in there, I think.
It looked good. We have a fast
Wow.
Z as well. Okay.
Fantoon playing nice. Oh no, Kipp just was that a fast eye close and Fantoon going off screen on that mid second round?
So it looks like both players are very likely to get this fast mid. So if Z can get the 2 round here, he's going to be in a really good spot. Oh,
wow, look at that. 11-10 kill time for both runners.
That's
holy smokes.
That's amazing, Prof. So both these runners getting the fast mid. Kipp having a little bit of issue with that second counter, but Z was a little bit behind because of that moat fall or that moat kind of delay versus the CWJ instant mode from Kipp. But it's crazy because now they're just completely in and out.
Unbelievable. It was about a 6 to 8 second difference coming into the room, and with essentially effectively a 3 round for Kipp because of that off screen. Fortunately, did not get a slow on that Fantoon off screen. Worked out just well, and now it's, what is it, a second difference in touch time for Super Missile? Unbelievable.
These players are so close right to each other right now. I mean, it's so exciting when you have players that are so evenly matched, and then you have the same Fantoon pattern. It's definitely a treat so far. But we have both players coming up to this attic. I don't think they'll have any issues, but it's always a stopping point. Ooh, Z having some issues. Ooh.
Yeah, and that's a tough hit to take there. That's 60 damage off of that atomic.
Yeah, fortunately his health was pretty good going into the room, so you know he still can get through the bowling. We'll see if he opts to try to grab a few. No, he's gonna go for that 2-for-1. Doesn't quite get it, but gets those drops. So Z's health looking pretty good. Both of these runners with the same amount of supers and have just enough power bombs to do all the strats that they'll want to do for the upcoming rooms. So heading into this farm room, we'll see what kind of resources they come out with. Ooh, Z picked up a little extra super right there. That's nice.
Yeah, it's always nice when that bug drops a super. I always thank it on the way through if I get a super from that bug.
Ooh, Kipp almost getting hit by that pancake there. Those pancakes do like 5 million damage, so that would have been really bad if he got hit, but luckily he didn't. Z is okay.
Taking that extra hit would have been at 7, or would that have been, no, that would have been it, right?
That would have been it. So
yeah, it's 60 without Varia. Oh my goodness.
So Z opting to go for the little D-boost strat. Right before landing on that spikes, he presses left, going in the opposite direction you want to go, but that's because Samus will boost into the ground if you do it right, and go towards the Chozo statue, letting you potentially get that double jump into the Chozo statue. We'll call that the hole in 2. That being said, Z's second jump, that D-boost that he did, he actually deboosted into the air, and it's very likely when that happens that if you don't recover fast enough, you just instantly take that third hit, and that would have been lights out for him.
Yeah,
So
the
Kipp,
iframes run out, I think, almost immediately after you land. You have to really have your wits about you to get out of that situation.
yep, I almost feel like he's used to that situation because I've seen that happen to him more than once in the race. So he definitely recovered from that real quick. Kipp didn't mess with that deboost, just going for the straight run, gets knocked back a little bit and just makes it in 3 jumps. But or sorry, 2 jumps. But that being said, we have both players heading over to the crabs right here. And we'll be heading up to, down to that lower northwest section of the game.
Look at this sync, a second and a half apart from each other, very similar resources. Kipp a little bit more comfortable on health, but everything else almost completely identical. This has been a fantastic first 15 minutes of this race so far.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so Z is saying, forget that farm, I'm not taking it. Kipp is just going to grab the farm. It costs him about a second and a half or so, but has the extra resources, and you want as many supers as you can because the next boss that they're fighting is Ridley, and all the supers you can get right now, it will be carried all the way to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. 80 to 90 frames for 2 supers, obviously worth a lot more than that if you end up becoming a little bit unlucky on drops from metal pirates or from the bugs in the pre-Ridley farm room.
You can see that, you know, you can see right now, runners of this caliber, you see that the distance that Z has right now in Kipp, and it was neck and neck on that elevator. There weren't really any mistakes. But Z opting to go for the double Moonfall Red Tower strat, and he also decided to skip the CAC farm. So taking a little bit of that lead on Kipp right now, but that's just really goes to show what kind of sacrifices that these runners make at the highest level to really shave off that time for those elite 42 times. Yes, there is no issue with the energy at the moment, and that is because they're heading down to this business center, immediately grabbing that E-tank at the bottom left room, where they also pick up the high jump boots. So as long as they're healthy at this point in PRKD, they have nothing, or as long as they are alive at this point in PRKD, they have nothing to worry about. Yep, and maxing out their health right there.
Mm-hmm.
No PKRDs today. Both these runners heading straight down to that business center, not going right to crate first for any sort of safety. They can't take that sort of safety against each other. It's these runners are just too strong.
Yeah, just like slightly better movement through the last 4 or 5 of these rooms has netted Zmusic maybe his biggest lead of the race, 4.5 seconds, a little bit less than an item fanfare.
It's funny how we say the biggest lead of the race, and it's just like it's only a few seconds. Yeah, you can really see how good these runners are. I feel like very often you can see how good a runner is by the speed of their backups, and Kipp taking a little fall in that business center, but recovered so fast that you couldn't even see. You know, falls on that platform and then just immediately jumps up and like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, and you mentioned the experience before, Eddie. I think this is one of those places where, as you said, Kipp becomes so dangerous, right? Because what you expect to see is even with Kipp in a situation where maybe he falls behind or something doesn't go well, 2 things happen. First of all, he's got full fluency of the backups. And second of all, he is setting himself up, depending on his opponent, with a set of strats that he thinks are going to be optimal to give him a percentages chance against that individual. And I think that is part of what makes Kipp so dangerous. It's not just the consistency, it's the preparation for specific runners and situations. And I think that's why we've seen him have so much success over the years.
Yes, for sure. Kipp being a big proponent of, I think, low ice as well. Just loves running all these things. Also plays a lot of randomizer. Currently in good shape in the randomizer tournament, I believe. So, I mean, Kipp is just a monster at Super Metroid in general, in pretty much all forms.
All right, Bubble Mountain, a chance where you can have a big time loss if things don't go quite right with some of these wall jumps and if King Cac does some funny stuff, but both runners handling it without any problem. Hopefully they get friendly drops here from these bugs.
So
Kipp opting to skip that first farm. I can't remember if if he typically does that or not, or if that is just a reaction to the resources that he has right now.
That is something that Kipp typically does. I think in theory it is faster to just grab that first farm on the way out and then pick them up on the way out. But Kipp, doesn't usually farm the ones on the way in. That's just kind of a thing that Kipp does as well.
Well, they're even on supers now, so if that's going to dictate how many farms they're going to go for here, that is actually going to save Kipp, I think, about 2 seconds catching up to Zmusic there.
Yes, Kipp does usually farm till pretty much full in most of these situations, so I expect him to farm a lot right here until he has the requisite ammo that he needs. So it looks like a little hiccup on the Zmusic stream, but yeah, okay, so 9 supers. Okay, so Zmusic also getting a real good farm. It looks like he probably did about the same amount of farm as Kipp did, based off the distance that he has.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they both did 2. If Z got away with like a 5 super bug farm and only did 1, I think he'd be ahead by a few more seconds here.
For sure. So, yep, there we go. Kipp grabbing that wave. I mean, Zmusic grabbing that wave beat, and Kipp grabbing the wave beat. They're so close right now. All right, Prof. We got some scary sections coming up. Upper Norfair, known for its execution and difficulty, but not known for its risk in dying. But Lower Norfair, always a nerve-wracking spot of the race. The most dangerous part of the PRKD run, with only 2 E-tanks going into this section and everything hitting you for 30, 40, 50 damage. And you're going to come in with less than 2 E-tanks. Zmusic's really going to want to nail this Lava Spark.
Yeah, and I will point out one thing. Kipp did a nice job there coming out of wave to actually miss the jump and was almost about to take damage off of those spikes, and it's just nice to save that extra energy going into Lower Norfair. I think that was well executed there.
Zmusic nails the Lava Spark. Let's see if Kipp can follow suit. Kipp either did not get the Chore Charge or is just opting not to go for this the Spark, but we'll be doing the Gravity Jump back up, so Zmusic is going to have a little bit of advantage here. Zmusic has been cruising through the game so far. So Kipp's got a little bit of extra health going into all this, but he is a little bit behind. He has time to make up. Let's see if Zmusic can get this Pillar Spark, the final spark that Samus will do to lose her health, and Zmusic gets that. So with 112 HP, these pirates all hit you for 50. You don't want to take a hit right now if you can. Oh, was that jump a little short? No, nails that worst room in the game.
All right, and here's the spark attempt from Kipp for these fast pillars. Gets it without a problem. Very nicely done.
Worst room in the game for Kipp.
Setup looks good.
Oh,
ooh, no!
He's going to reset that room.
Yep. Yep. Unfortunate to go through the iframes of that pirate and not take any damage there.
Good so far.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, so Kipp definitely didn't want to mess up that room. I mean, aside from the fact that Z is cruising right now, if he messed up that room again, then he wouldn't be able to do the optimal strat in the Key Hunter Shaft because he would have been at a loss of power bombs. But that being said, I mean, Z just cruising through right now. Yeah, nails that Wasteland strat, so we are kind of through this most scary part for Zmusic. Yeah, even go for that double K go. Oh, nailing it.
Nice double K go. Very nicely done. Kipp probably losing somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 seconds, spent 4 or 5 seconds in the room, and then restarting it with the 2 door transitions. Probably about 12 seconds. We'll see how the Ridley fight goes. Of course, could be a great equalizer.
So Z wanted to max out his supers there, but the Metal Pirate's not giving him full max, but his health is looking real hot right now.
Yeah, and we'll see if this bug nets a super to get that 10th one.
Oh, unfortunately, Z wasn't able to drag the final bugs to the to that finish line, so is going to come in here with only 8 supers. It's a little bit of time that Kipp can make up if he gets the correct resources on this Metal Pirate fight.
Let's see, up to 8 so far. Yeah, that's going to do it. Okay, well, we'll see if these extra supers have any impact for Kipp.
He's taking a little bit of damage from this early fight at the start. Not what you want to take early on, but I think he has this under control. Had a lot of health coming in, so he should be okay.
Ooh, and another hit
right
there. Settle down, Z. You got this.
Go for the X Factor strats.
Going for another one. Yep. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, a very nicely executed opener there from Kipp.
Yeah, that these extra strats will really speed up this Ridley fight. Wow, we have Z.
Let's get all these supers in, Z. Yeah, nicely done.
Ooh, Z taking another hit right there. This is getting a little spooky at this point.
Yeah, and another one from the fireballs. Got to stop the bleeding here.
He's gonna do that wall jump to be extra safe here.
There's the first tail swipe hit for Kipp. All right, all the supers go in. I don't think Kipp missed any.
All right, so
24-38 kill time. Let's see. Kipp is going to be was about 30 seconds behind coming in. Oh, 3 missed shots in a row for Kipp. Come on. There it is, and grabbed. Nicely done.
Okay, so both players not having the best health. They're gonna have to get hooked up in this room, or else this escape is gonna be real spooky. Ooh, Zmusic not getting that. Okay, Kipp is just gonna go grab that Ridley E-Tank. Potentially a wise decision because 104 health is not really enough. We'll see if Z will just farm a Metal Pirate here. Oh yeah, he's going for that farm.
Oof. Okay.
Real good farm right there. Got the health that he needed to finish up this one, but you know what? Kipp is going to have no issues coming out of this lower Norfair. Z still has to be careful. This is probably the most dangerous part of the match, and yeah, so if Z can get out of this Key Hunter shaft without taking a hit, which is a tall order, that's not probably one of the hardest things you can do. That's going to be really good. But
Z can give 3 hits total, or 2 hits total before taking a death here. So really wants to get out cleanly. Oh, and nicely adjusting to that Key Hunter being just a little bit out of position. So that's really huge for Z.
Yes, for sure. So should be in real good shape right here with the takes that one hit right there.
That's
doesn't
okay.
want to take another random hit, because if he takes another random hit with the acid damage in the Three Musketeers room, he will maybe be down to 1 hit. Okay, so
oh dear.
13 health. He should be okay as long as he doesn't take 12. As long as he can take about 12 damage from the acid.
All right, just got to get out of there. Nicely done. Okay, a hit to give now.
Oh, he's gonna get out of here hitless.
Yeah, and that third Key Hunter behaving just well enough.
So, Z putting on a clinic right now. Z is on fire at the moment. You know, we've seen, I think, some nerves get to him before in some previous races. He's had some hiccups in the lower Norfair section. In the winner's bracket, actually going out of the winner's bracket because he died to Ridley.
Kipp, of course, had that hit to give there. It's about an 18-second difference exiting back into upper Norfair here. But I will say that Kipp has been not only making good decisions, I think, for the race, but has also been playing just a little bit cleaner on this escape and has chewed off a little bit of that time.
Yep, for sure. So we have Zmusic heading over to that Meridia section of the game. Keep your eyes peeled, because that's another section where you can absolutely lose so much time. You know, loud, just chock full of tricks. We got the full Hafu, we got the spike suit, we got the Dragon fight, the Batoon fight, lots of crazy things that can happen. And then, of course, we have Turian to follow up. So this race is far from over, and Zmusic wants to maintain that lead right now. But before that, we have to make a little detour, take out Kraid. Should have no issues for both players, but you know, we have seen players miss the quick kill. That's not what you want to do at a stage at this point of the tournament, but always have to keep our eyes peeled because any mistake could happen.
I will say we can finally exhale and then take another breath. That lower Norfair was absolutely clench-worthy. Holy smokes. It was actually so intense we didn't even have the chance to note this, but a couple people in chat pointed it out. In that buffering issues that we had with Zmusic stream, it appears that Z skipped wave missiles. So an important difference here is that it looks like Z is going to be running 15-10 and not 20-10. So there's another difference here between our two runners.
My gosh, did Z actually go 15-10 in a race setting against Kipp? That is, oh my, I can respect that decision. you know, that is actually massive respect to Kipp, because that just means that Z's like, I need to shave all the time. I'm gonna do the runs the way that I know how to do the runs. I'm going for a PB because that's the kind of time that I want to have if I want to beat this player. So if a runner in this caliber on this match goes 15-10, that's a very big sign of respect to the other runner, because Z feels like he absolutely needs to save that time on Kipp.
Yeah, and it's about 2 item fanfares difference. So if you're adding them up, the energy tank from Ridley and that wave missile is essentially the difference right now in this race. And as you point out in chat, this is one of those races where it actually could matter.
Yes. All right, so this is still a very close race. So he's gonna try to pick up some farm here going into that Meridia, but honestly, his farm is his resources looking pretty top notch at the moment. Ooh, Kipp having a little bit of a stumble in this party room. You really want to get up there immediately, because otherwise the key hunters will be in a spot where they'll try to knock you down all the time. So definitely want to say that Meridia, you know, known for a lot of very tight frame window tricks, if anything. There's obviously some clean movement that you have to employ, but this is definitely a section where it's more about the tricks, getting that full halfie, getting that spike suit. Even the bosses are, I would say, kind of like tricks. You just have to like execute it properly, and then you're good. And you know, in a tight setting at this point, this is where nerves are going to kick in. If both players aren't, if you're nervous, you're not going to land these tricks. So we'll see if they can pull it out. So we have Z heading into this pre-Batoon fight, and he will be the first to enter the Batoon fight. It will be, you have to get this X factor on. It's very easy to just accidentally miss a particle here, and then suddenly you're losing 10, 20 seconds off this fight.
Ooh, that setup was really close. Those particles were really far out, but Z manages to pull it in. Let's see the, wow, very friendly drops from Batoon. Holy smokes.
7 supers coming out of Batoon
Wow.
is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I saw 6 coming on yesterday's race, and I thought that was crazy. So Kipp getting something more standard where Batoon just gives you absolutely nothing, but these resources are disgusting.
Folks, take a look at your screen. There's a little farm here needing to happen, and as a result, both of these runners almost dead even now going into their halfie attempts.
Full halfie by Z. Full halfie by Kipp. So both these
Wow,
players
unbelievable.
landing those tricks. Now, it was important to note that because Kipp got that E-Tank from Ridley, decided to skip the Batoon E-Tank because he did have full resources, had a little bit of time to grab that farm, but if he didn't choose the farm right there, he would have basically been exactly synced up with Z. So this is a really tight race, and oh my gosh, Prof, the Dragon fight. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here, but all we have to say basically is both these players want to kill Dragon, win 2 sparks.
Yeah, and we're going to see a little rain dance on the left-hand side from Kipp, and a more traditional approach here from Zmusic. Let's see how these particles land. Looks like a really good setup for Z, and a really good setup for Kipp. Okay. They're getting the same pattern so far. Let's see. Yep. Exactly the same pattern.
Oh, spike suit? Spike suit for Z.
There it is.
Spike suit for Kipp. Oh my gosh, this is such a crazy race. Look at those supers.
Wow.
8 supers coming out of Dragon. What is going on?
So Batoon being very friendly to Zmusic, Dragon being very friendly to Kipp, and just like that, we are almost neck and neck as long as Kipp pulls off this reverse spark. Yep. Oh my goodness. 8 supers coming out of Dragon. Wow.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Zmusic health is looking a little bit better. I have to imagine both players, you know, just because this is a race and not a PV attempt, they'll probably at least grab that one little bug farm exiting Meridia where they'll drop a power bomb. It costs very little time, and Kipp does want a little bit of health, so but honestly, both players' resources are really, really, really top notch. Kipp having a little bit less health, but having 8 supers, and Z having really, really, really good health, and 5 supers is still extremely good in New Route.
Yeah, folks, can we recognize something too? I mean, you see these top runners executing these strats, and I don't even think on half the time on comms we even get excited about things like full halfie anymore. But what just happened there was a clean Batoon, a full halfie attempt, successful from both runners, a perfect Dragon fight despite the bad pattern. and then the spike suit and the reverse half. It's unbelievable how well these two runners are executing under pressure. This is very, very difficult.
I mean, Prof, what that basically means with what you said is they pretty much nailed every important trick in Meridia, and this is such a tense situation where they're neck and neck. So both of them had to do that, executed it flawlessly, basically having, you know, you go into Meridia, you kind of expect, like, I'm gonna maybe miss one of those tricks. No, they nailed everything.
My goodness, is this G4 time? We're gonna have to frame count this G4 time. I'm not sure who's gonna be ahead.
Oh man.
It might be less than a second at G4. Eddie, what are we witnessing here? This is incredible.
We're witnessing a really good match between two elite runners, Kipp and Zmusic.
Look at this sink! Z looking for that bounce ball blue to get through those blocks, missing it. Kipp coming through with a different strat. And look at this sink! Absolutely unbelievable. We are going to be dead even going into G4.
It's like one of them is just playing it's like there's just a dual monitor setup and they just clone the monitors. That's what it looked like right there in that fire shaft.
Oh my goodness! Look at these gems exploding and hitting the water. Is that perfect sync?
It's looking pretty spot on to me. This is
Are you
such
serious?
a good match.
Folks, we might as well be back on Ceres Station going down the elevator. There's no distinguishable difference between the explosion of these crystals coming from these G4 boss statues. Are you kidding me right now?
Prof, we wanted a good race and we had a good race. This is so amazing that both these runners are so neck and neck. I mean, the nerves that must be at an all-time high right now, and they're coming into this final spot, the Turian, where the Metroid rooms, the most input-heavy rooms of the game. Lots of things can happen here. Both players having great resources. But
yeah, let's see what the drops are in room 1. Kipp having a slight advantage with those 4 extra supers, and that could go a long way depending on if Z needs to use some missiles to feel a little safer. And Z running 15 here, right?
Yes. So lots of spooky things can happen right now.
Okay.
Z loses the Metroid. He's gonna have to go back and get that one.
Oh no! And only on 5 supers. Kipp on 28 coming out of room 1.
So Kipp taking that lead in Metroid 2.
Yeah, Kipp is full up now, 2010, in very good shape. Probably gonna have to missile here. Oh, goes for it, and look at those drops, are you kidding me?
15-10, okay, so Kipp looking like he's gonna be fine regardless of what happens, but Z has to make sure that he doesn't get completely scammed out of a set of missiles.
Was that
Perfect.
5 supers from 2 Metroids? What was that?
All right, so both riders still really close to each other, and it's gonna come down to this baby skip.
Holy smokes. Kipp was in a very, very similar situation, ahead by about 2 seconds over Gebu in their race a few rounds earlier. Gebu actually missing the baby skip and Kipp going on to a comfortable win after that, but this may be different. Let's see these baby skips.
Oh no! Z! If Z recovers from this,
Come on, Z.
craziest thing I've ever seen.
Nice and chill, Z. There you go, no rush. That looks good. Okay. It was probably about a 10 to 15 second loss there, but better than getting grabbed.
I thought there was no chance that Z had right there to make that baby skip.
Unbelievable. Under pressure.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is gonna come down to the wire. This Mother Brain 2 fight, this Turian. I mean, the missile snipe that could happen right now on Z. We have to watch what's gonna happen right now.
Looked like Z was setting up for the down back skip, not able to get it, but a nice backup there. Takes a little dip in the lava. Whew, Kipp goes through, no problem. Pantomiming something. He seems, I don't know if he was a little frustrated by the turrets or what was going on there.
He makes it through the Mother Brain 1 fight. Ooh. So the 15-10 paying off for Z in the end. It's gonna come down to this Mother Brain 2 fight, Prof.
Yeah, and we're sitting on 29 health to give here for Kipp.
29 health. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be have to blue up. Pretty much a flawless fight from Kipp.
Oh no! No! Oh.
Getting knocked out by Mother Brain 2, so is going to have to start over. Z can finish off this run if he gets this kill right here. Prof,
Yeah,
this
and
could be a double
was
KO.
just, oh my goodness, that was just an awful spread on those onion rings there. That's so hard to predict. That was the first batch of onion rings with that double hit. Oh, Z just coming under. That aim down may have saved Z.
Prof, if Z gets killed here, this is gonna restart. They're gonna run it back. So Z really just wants to take home the victory right here. But nerves must be an all-time high. I can't imagine what he's feeling right now, given that this is it. If he gets through this fight, this is all on the line for him. It's tournament life at stake.
We're in our final 14 shots here. There's that first catch-up. Just 10 shots to go. We just need to stay away from any weird meatball patterns here. It's looking good. He's closing in on it. That's it.
That is the rainbow beam.
Wow.
That is it. That we have finished the dangerous spot of this game. At this point, Z is going to win. He is going to take this home because that Mother Brain 2 fight is the last stopping point. Where, as you saw, Kipp immediately got that bad pattern off the start. Get blasted by Mother Brain, and Z able to take it home with that 52 HP and is going to secure the victory for today's match.
Holy smokes, folks, what did we just witness? This is why we love Super Metroid and speedrunning. This is why we have these tournaments, because these races you cannot predict. That we would have been absolutely frame synced going into G4. Zmusic so close to getting grabbed, recovering, and then pulling out the victory from the jaws of defeat. An unbelievable performance from Zmusic. Just needs to finish out this Mother Brain 3 and done at the ship. Unbelievable performance from both of our runners. Eddie, I'm speechless now.
I am speechless. I mean, Kipp unfortunately getting that really tough pattern right off the bat. Mother Brain just deciding, you know what, I'm going to end you right here, right now. And that's just kind of what Mother Brain can do sometimes. It's just so unfortunate. But, you know, I've got to give hats off to Zmusic because, you know, I've never seen a baby skip starting from that point. Like, to nail the baby skip under those circumstances, I almost feel like I would have just gotten grabbed because that's just so scary. And, like, but he makes it all the way there. And Zmusic just clutching out all these tricks, going toe-to-toe with Kipp all the way to the very end. I mean, I have to imagine he's just shaking right now because he was able to clutch it out. This is really, truly knocking out an opponent like Kipp, who's known for his consistency, known for being one of the strongest racers in this tournament. And, you know, honestly, even though both players have pretty much identical PBs going in, I think maybe we would have all said that Kipp is the favorite with his consistency and with his race experience. And Z has said multiple times, you know, racing is a completely different experience than doing an actual run, you know, at the comfort of your own seat without having to worry about another player. But we have to give props to Zmusic here for really just clutching out this run. This is an absolutely earned victory.
So many lead changes, so many different decisions, reacting in the moment, picking up extra tanks, shifting strats around on the fly, and then the final perfect sync going into G4. Just absolutely unbelievable race. Credit to both runners for putting on a great show.
Honestly, given what happened in like all the different sections and the lead changes, the syncs going, you know, the identical sync in the green pirate draft and basically the exact same gem explosions in G4, I can say for sure that both of these runners put an absolutely great show on. The winners here for sure being the viewers. You know, we just getting a great match like this is all we could have hoped for as spectators. We have Z finish on the final stretch of this escape.
Yeah, a little bit of issues in this escape, but absolutely no matter. Low 43 time. Looks like Zmusic will be finishing in first place and is our official winner. with a race time of 43:22. GG Zmusic, a huge win, an incredible performance.
Yep, absolutely. Get your GZs in the chat for Zmusic. Putting on a real good show here, getting that win, and we'll be moving on to play Gebu in the next match. Just, in the next 15 minutes. So, back-to-back crazy matches going on. But let's see if we can get either of these players in for an interview. And,
we do have Zmusic joining us now, and Kipp in the ready room. So we are about to have both of our runners. Welcome, Kipp. Welcome, Zmusic. GG, and thank you for an incredible race. Z, how are you feeling about that win?
It was insane. I have no words to describe that race. It's absolutely insane. GG to Kipp.
Yeah, GGZ. That was a great race, man. That one actually went pretty close to what I thought would be the most likely outcome. All I told myself was, Z is a monster, like super monster early game player. Like, he's going to get ahead of me. He's probably going to be ahead of me in Lower Norfair. And I was just like, okay, if I just stick with it, maybe I can hang in late and catch back up a little bit. And yeah, there were some really interesting choices in terms of strategy that I picked, given some circumstances I was put in by the game. But the only thing I'll say about the end, which I know is the main thing people probably want to talk about, is the Mother Brain 2 opening pattern that she gave me was a really tough one. However, I could have dealt with it had I not had such a bad turret. Y'all, I'm not exaggerating. I've done thousands of runs of Super Metroid of all kinds of categories, and I'm not kidding you. That was the single worst turret sequence I have ever seen that I've ever played. It was so bad that I took so much damage that I couldn't even get hit by a bomb or a French fry. I could only take one onion ring. And when you're in that position, you have to play differently towards the patterns. So if that hadn't happened, I probably could have adjusted to that Mother Brain pattern, but it just kind of is what it is. I guess the only thing I'm a little sad about, like, Z is a very, very worthy opponent. I'm super glad that we finally got to race like one-on-one. But we've only been on a restream together twice. This is the second time. And both times I was in the lead at Mother Brain 2 and died at Mother Brain 2. So, Z, why are you tipping her like that, man?
Oh man, I don't know if like, I'm sure you didn't really see that Torian, but that was like probably the craziest. Like, I knew at Baby Skip that you were in the lead because it was just like the worst. It was the slowest Baby Skip probably you could do, but after that I was like going for the Zeb skip, and I'm pretty sure like I didn't even freeze I fell and hit the platform, so it messed up the setup, and so I just randomly shot from the floor and like actually froze the Rinka in place and managed to get that Zeb skip like decently. But I knew like I was like 10 seconds behind you at Mother Brain, and when I finally finished Mother Brain and looked, I was like, well, GG's the Kipp, and I just saw that you had died. I couldn't believe it. Kipp dying at Mother Brain.
Well, yeah, it was unfortunate, but also kind of ironic. I mean, I think I've said this before. The universe has its way of kind of laughing at you, but I did say during this tournament, not that I didn't say that there was no way that I would not get through a Mother Brain, but I just said if I couldn't pull off a Mother Brain 2 fight, I didn't think I deserved to win. I still feel that way, and that's kind of what happened here. But before we kind of get into some of the nuance, discussion of the runs, I really would just like to say that I'm really happy that Zmusic is back running. I know he was on hiatus for a while. It's great to have him back, but more importantly, I'm really happy to see him in one of our tournaments. He's a fantastic player, and I really like the fact that he's competing, and he's one of the people that I feel like could win the whole tournament. So I'm really happy for you, Z, and I wish you good luck in your next match with Gebu here in a little bit.
Thank you, Kipp. I appreciate it, man. Had a lot of fun racing that.
Yeah, that was
really
fun.
Really excited for this one. I think this has got to be hands down my favorite race.
Well, I'm
regardless
honored.
of the outcome, it was a lot on. It was funny. Every time I looked, because for this race specifically, I was like, you know what? I usually keep the restream open and I watch. And I was like, for this time, I'm just gonna zone it out, not look at it. And I checked in like 3 times. I was like, I think at bowling, leaving Lower Norfair, and then at G4. And every time I had like a good segment. I was like, okay, there's no way he's close. There's no way. Like, I had like mid, and I looked at the restream. He's like dead even. I'm like, oh my god, just Zoast or something. Couldn't figure it out, but incredible. I don't think it could have been a better sync.
No, I agree. It was fun. Y'all, I got to tell you, man, you know, I'm not, it's all relative, right? I'm not saying that my early game is like trash, but in comparison to a lot of the other top runners, if you look at like the top maybe 25, 30 people on the any percent leaderboard, I have on average like a significantly worse early game than everybody else. And so, y'all, I played really, really well in the early game of my last 3 races in a row against Gebu, Lynx, and Z, all like low 42 or high 41 players. And every time I got to bowling, that was the first time I would look at the other stream to see how the other opponent was doing. And every time I got there, it was even. And I was like, what do I have to do to get ahead of these guys? Like, there's even when I have a monster beginning, I can't get away from these guys. So every race that I had in this tournament, when it got, down to the more competitive people with similar PBs, was really close. I had a great time. Professor School, thank you so much for coming. Eddie, you too. And I just want to, again, give a really special shout out to Eddie. Eddie's been the organizer for this event. It literally wouldn't have happened if he hadn't made it happen. And I think a lot of people had a good time, including myself. So, Eddie, you deserve a lot of props for the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely wanted to say thanks for the restream. I know this was super last minute, and I don't think any of us really knew the time until just moments before, but thank you guys for the commentary, the restream, all the work you've been putting in.
We were going to make it happen for this match. We were going to make it happen no matter what.
Yeah. Really a lot of fun.
Well, I will close it there. You guys can keep asking Z Music questions if you want to, but I know he's got a race again here in a second versus Gebu, which is going to be super hype. I'll do just a small bit of shameless self-promotion. I'm really excited tonight. I made it to the finals of the randomizer tournament for Super Metroid. It'll be tonight at 8 p.m. on SpeedGaming, and I'll be racing Sloters, who is still in the top 2 players currently of this tournament. So I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be great. But SG Live is always a great time. Z, once again, GG, and thanks, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kipp, and congrats on moving forward. Good luck on your match tonight, of course.
Thank you.
Look forward to watching that.
Folks, you heard it here first. 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, Kipp versus Sloters. But before that, we're going to have Z Music moving on. So I think, Z, we're not going to keep you. You're going to have to get yourself ready for Gebu here. I will say we appreciate the candor from Kipp and for an incredible race. I will say, Z, you mentioned the sync. We were looking at those gems that explode from the eyes of the G4 statues. They were absolutely in sync. I mean, it was within a frame. I think that right there just sums up how incredible this race was. I have just one additional question for you. Your stream was just a little laggy in the beginning, and we weren't 100% sure, but then it was clear later you went 15-10. Was that a specific decision with regards to Kipp, or is this just a strategy shift at this point in the tournament?
Yeah, so I didn't honestly expect I'd have that much of a chance against Kipp, just seeing the way he's played in the tournament. He's absolutely killing it. He's been extremely consistent. So like I said, I checked in once at that point at bowling, and I had noticed that we were pretty much synced. So I just said, you know what, if I'm gonna go out this match, I want to go all the way. So that was really my decision, to just go 15-10. The only way I would have picked up any safeties was like if I had seen that he was just way behind. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of glad it went that way. Just didn't say that I got one run, went all the way out, and it was too close to just. I don't even know if he took any safeties or if he went 15-10, but nonetheless, I'm happy with the outcome.
See, I definitely have one more question as well. When it came to that Turian and you missed that second jump on baby skip, I have never seen anyone make a baby skip from that point on that first jump.
It was unbelievable. It must have been a 20 jump baby skip. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I morphed. Yeah, I like midair morphed on like one of the first 2 jumps, and my initial thought was like, if I can pull this off, because I've never done that before, like if I can pull this off, it's going to be extremely slow. And if I get to the very end and like I fail it, I'm going to lose like 50 seconds. So there was a part, like the whole time I was starting it, I was like, maybe I should just give in because I don't even know if this is possible. But once I got a little ways in, I don't know, I managed to clutch it out. That was really, really funny.
Yeah, the
Pulling that
absolute
off.
craziest thing I ever saw. And then finishing off that mother brain. I mean, Kipp did take that death, but you had to finish off that fight. There were a few close onion rings that I saw that was a little bit spooky, but finishing off that fight and finishing off that race, I mean, amazing run, Z. I think, you know, how you said you were just zoning in on this fight. It was clear. You nailed everything. Like, pretty much, this was an incredible run by you. I'm just super happy to see you clutch it out for this victory today.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy about it. And so I think I'm gonna. Did I get an invitation for the? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm just opening that up.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for that race. That way I don't get you guys behind schedule.
Yeah, please go ahead, Z. Go take a deep breath, walk around for a minute, prep
Yeah.
yourself for the next race. And thank you so much for giving us the perfect canvas to paint on. That was just a beautiful performance. And GG one more time on that win. Good luck against Gebu.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
So, Prof, with that, we had a crazy match. I think that was a treat for all the viewers. Unfortunate the way that ended the way it did, but you know what? There was no early lower Norfair death, no Fantoon death. It was all the way to the end. And Zmusic takes home the victory today to be going on in this next match against Gebu, which is going to happen in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I've got a couple notes here. 1510 versus Ridley E-Tank. Drops on Batoon versus Dragon. G4 Sync, Baby Skip, Turret, Mother Brain 2. This race had it all. And of course, an incredible interview with two very gracious runners. You love to see it, and I think it's a testament to the beauty that this community has inside of it. It was just wonderful.
Absolutely. All right, Prof. So as these two players are getting ready to ready up for this next match, we will be taking a brief intermission, maybe just a few minutes, but stay on this channel because Zmusic is not done today. He will be going on to play against Gebu, another monster with a low 42, another person that can absolutely win this entire tournament. And this is a very important match because it is going to be the losers semifinal. And the winner of this will be in the top 3. And as I said before, the top 3 is where the money is. So this is a very important match. We're really coming down to the final stretches of the game. So stay tuned. Don't switch don't change the channel. Don't change the Twitch channel. Stay on that SpeedGaming 4 and watch this next match because it's also going to be a really, really great match.